The car has long been a symbol of American freedom and prosperity, woven into the fabric of daily life and the nation's identity. For generations, owning a car meant more than just getting from point A to point B. It represented independence, opportunity, and the promise of the open road. From the chrome-laden classics of the 1950s to the muscle cars of the 1970s, automobiles have shaped American culture and dreams. But today, the industry faces a crossroads unlike any before. The choices made now will determine not just the future of cars, but the direction of entire economies and communities. Technological disruption and shifting policies are redrawing the automotive map, with the US and Canada now taking sharply different paths. The rise of electric vehicles, automation, and new environmental standards is forcing both countries to rethink their strategies and priorities. As US electric vehicle sales falter and environmental mandates are rolled back, uncertainty grows for workers and manufacturers. Factories that once bustled with activity now face closures or layoffs, and debates rage over the pace and direction of change. Meanwhile, Canada's doubling down on its green ambitions, investing heavily in clean energy infrastructure and incentives for electric vehicles. The country is positioning itself as a leader in the next generation of automotive technology. Major automakers, like Ford and Tesla, are eyeing Canada for its regulatory clarity and growing demand, signaling a seismic shift in North American auto strategy. These companies are betting that Canada's stable policies and commitment to sustainability will give them a competitive edge. This isn't just about business, it's about jobs, trade, and the future of driving itself. The choices made today will impact millions of workers, families, and communities on both sides of the border. Former President Trump's fiery rhetoric has turned this into a high-stakes international confrontation, intensifying the pressure on both sides. Political leaders are now forced to navigate not only economic realities, but also public opinion and national pride. In this video, we'll unravel the forces behind this continental shift and what it means for everyone from factory workers to car buyers. Join us as we explore the challenges, opportunities, and the uncertain road ahead for North America's auto industry. Why are automakers like Tesla and Ford looking north? The answer is simple: stability. Canada's clear, ambitious EV roadmap offers certainty for long-term investment. Unlike the policy whiplash in the US, stringent Canadian emissions rules guarantee a market for electric vehicles, making it a safe bet for manufacturers. Meanwhile, the US market is plagued by falling EV sales and the loss of key incentives, like the $7,500 federal tax credit. For automakers, Canada's structured approach shields them from volatility and ensures steady demand. Tesla benefits directly, as the system funnels money from competitors into its pockets, while Ford sees a chance to challenge Tesla's dominance. The northward shift isn't betrayal, it's a pragmatic move for survival and growth. The American EV revolution has stalled. After a surge of early adopters, mainstream buyers remain unconvinced, and EVs are piling up on dealer lots. Policy reversals, like the rollback of Biden-era mandates, have sown uncertainty, making both consumers and manufacturers hesitant. The loss of the federal tax credit has widened the price gap between EVs and gas cars, putting electric models out of reach for many families. Inflation and economic anxiety only add to the hesitation. Range anxiety and unreliable charging infrastructure remain major obstacles, especially for rural drivers. Until charging is as easy as filling up with gas, many Americans will stick with what they know. The dream of an all-electric future is on hold, at least for now. Canada isn't waiting for the US to catch up. While its southern neighbor debates the future of clean transportation, Canada is already moving full speed ahead, determined to carve out its own path in the global auto industry. The country is setting ambitious targets and putting real pressure on automakers to adapt, signaling a new era for car buyers and manufacturers alike. Its zero-emission vehicle mandate is one of the most aggressive in North America. By 2026, at least 20% of all new car sales must be electric, a figure that will rise sharply each year. By 2035, the sale of new gas-powered cars will be completely banned, forcing a dramatic shift in what Canadians drive and what automakers produce. This isn't just a suggestion, it's the law, and the countdown has already begun. To enforce these rules, Canada has created a credit system. Automakers earn credits for every electric vehicle they sell. If they don't meet their quota, they're required to buy credits from competitors who have a surplus or face steep financial penalties. This system is designed to reward innovation and penalize those who lag behind, making it clear that the old way of doing business is over. Tesla, which only sells electric vehicles, is in a prime position. The company racks up extra credits with every car it sells, turning those credits into a lucrative side business. Instead of just selling cars, Tesla now profits by selling credits to traditional automakers like Ford and GM, who are struggling to keep up with the new requirements. In early 2025 alone, Tesla made over $400 million from these credits, a windfall that highlights just how valuable compliance has become. For Tesla, the new rules aren't just about environmental progress, they're a major financial opportunity, giving the company an edge over its rivals. Traditional automakers call it a Tesla tax. They're forced to pay their biggest competitor just to stay in the game, funneling millions to Tesla instead of investing in their own innovation. For legacy brands, it's a bitter pill to swallow, and a constant reminder that the industry is changing faster than many expected. With EV sales still under 10% in 2025, many companies are facing tough choices. They can either limit the number of gas cars they sell, risking lost revenue and market share, or pay hefty sums to buy credits. For car buyers, this means more electric options on the lot, but also uncertainty about pricing and availability as the market shifts. The policy is reshaping the entire industry, rewarding those who adapt quickly and punishing those who resist change. Automakers are rethinking their strategies, investing in new technology, and retraining workers to meet the demands of an electric future. The stakes have never been higher, and the winners and losers are being decided right now. Canada's bold bet is changing the rules of the game for everyone, manufacturers, workers, and drivers alike. As the world watches, the country is proving that with the right policies, a cleaner, more competitive auto industry isn't just possible, it's already underway. Canada's ambitious electric vehicle mandate has set the stage for a fascinating rivalry between two automotive giants, Ford and Tesla. As the country pushes for a greener future, these companies are racing to capture the attention and loyalty of Canadian drivers. Tesla, once the undisputed leader in electric vehicles, continues to profit handsomely from selling regulatory credits to other automakers. These credits have been a major source of revenue, especially as traditional car companies scramble to meet Canada's strict emissions targets. But despite this financial windfall, Tesla's grip on the Canadian market is showing signs of loosening. Enter Ford, whose Mustang Mach-E is quickly winning over buyers across the country. Backed by a vast dealer network and decades of brand trust, Ford is leveraging its reputation to make serious inroads into the EV market. Canadian consumers are responding, drawn to the Mach-E's blend of performance, Iodali, Amastakorin, Fine Me, Sekurin. As Ford's electric vehicle sales continue to climb, its reliance on purchasing credits from Tesla will inevitably shrink. This shift threatens Tesla's lucrative credit business, creating a new dynamic in the industry and forcing both companies to adapt their strategies. The more Ford succeeds in selling EVs, the less it needs to buy credits from Tesla, a paradox that sits at the very heart of Canada's policy. This system, designed to accelerate the transition to electric vehicles, is now fueling a high-stakes competition between old and new automotive powerhouses. Canadian consumers are proving more open than ever to exploring alternatives, making the market increasingly competitive. With more choices on the lot and growing awareness of environmental issues, buyers are shaping the future of the industry with every purchase. For now, both Ford and Tesla are winning in different ways. Ford by gaining market share, Tesla by reaping credit profits. But the real battle is for the hearts and minds of Canadian drivers, who will ultimately decide which brand leads the charge. The landscape is shifting fast, with new models, policies, and players entering the scene. The outcome of this rivalry is far from certain, but one thing is clear: the race for Canada's electric future is just getting started. The northward shift by U.S. automakers has drawn the ire of former President Trump. He's accused companies of betraying American workers and pressured Canada to abandon its EV mandate. Trump is using trade threats, like tariffs on Canadian steel and autos, as leverage in negotiations. For Canada, the EV mandate is a core climate policy, and backing down would be a political defeat. Prime Minister Carney faces a tough choice: protect trade with the U.S. or stick to climate goals. The clash is about more than cars. It's a battle of ideologies, America first versus global climate action. The escalating rhetoric has turned automaker strategy into a flashpoint in U.S.-Canada relations. For ordinary people, these shifts are deeply personal. US buyers may see more gas cars and fewer EV options, while Canadians get more EVs but risk higher prices and fewer gas models. Automakers might limit popular trucks and SUVs in Canada to meet quotas, frustrating buyers not ready to go electric. For workers, the stakes are even higher. As companies focus on Canada, American jobs could be at risk. The fear is real. Future factories and high-tech jobs may land in Ontario, not Michigan. Climate policy, meant to protect the planet, is seen by some as a threat to their livelihoods. The transition is creating winners and losers on both sides of the border. Amidst political division, technology is quietly bridging the gap. The biggest breakthrough: nearly every major automaker has adopted Tesla's North American charging standard. Starting in 2025, new EVs from Ford, GM, VW, and others will use the same plug, unlocking access to Tesla's vast supercharger network. This move solves the biggest pain point for EV buyers: finding a reliable, compatible charger. Standardization means a seamless charging experience from California to Newfoundland. While governments argue the industry is building a unified, user-friendly ecosystem, new initiatives promise even more charging stations, making EV ownership practical for millions. In the end, the future of driving may be shaped less by politics and more by the simple need for a place to plug in.